Here's Victoria and Anthony with an AMI This Week shortcut.
Our next story takes us to Calgary, Alberta, where a local radio show is developing a strong following in the blind and low vision community.
Bumping Into Walls is a roundtable talk show on CJSW Community Radio that focuses in on issues facing people living with vision loss.
The show's hosts all live with vision loss, and there is an AMI connection. One of our AMI audio community reporters, Anthony Hodgetts, is one of the co-hosts.
Alex Smyth stopped by the studio to talk to the team and was invited to join the broadcast.
835.
Mic check, mic check.
3, 2, 1. And welcome to another edition of Bumping Into Walls.
I'm Kathy McLeod, a co-host on Bumping Into Walls. I've always been a radio person, I think. Even though I'm a visual person, it's funny coming from a person who's lost her eyesight, but I also am in love with sound. I found that when I lost my eyesight, the next day, the attitude of the world changed, and all of a sudden, they thought I was a different person. Really, it was like a different world. And I'm here to tell you, I'm still me.
Well, I know one of the shows I like watching that deals with disability is Blindsided, because Kelly MacDonald will go out and do the things that a lot of people think a blind person can't do.
Kathy's co-hosts, Anthony Hodgetts and Jesse Tregarthen, explain how Bumping Into Walls came together and the subjects that they discuss.
We just decided that we would try something that dealt with our community, because there was no voice for us here, locally. And so we thought we'd give it a try.
So we discuss things that we find are important to us. So far we've discussed everything from Braille to technology. We've talked with a Grammy Award-winning musician named Donald Ray Johnson and had a show about music. We hope to do shows on things like employment and yoga and travel and all sorts of things, just everything that pops into our heads.
And I feel that we're not being represented properly in the television industry.
Kathy, Anthony, Jesse, and their co-host, Dave Serrani, invited me onto the show to discuss disability representation in film and television. Whenever possible, to include someone who actually has that experience, who is qualified for whatever role or position, but has that real life experience and really adds to it. Jesse says that the show was made possible because the station, CJSW, worked to make the space accessible for them.
They purchased software, they put Braille label tape on the board so that way we could know what buttons and faders we were pushing. They worked with us, they tried to learn from us and teach us what they could. Without them, we wouldn't be able to express the voice of people with vision loss out to the community.
If you're curious where the name Bumping Into Walls came from, well, Kathy's got the answer.
Well, actually, first of all, I bumped into a wall. And I thought that was a good name for a radio show. That was the first idea, the first germ of an idea.
That serendipitous moment has led to a successful radio show.
The response has been good. A lot of people that have listened to it seem to enjoy it. They find it funny, they find it well made and educational, but I think mostly they find it entertaining, which I think is what keeps people on board.
And each of us care about getting the message out to other people that this is what our world is.
I think the point is that there are actors out there with disabilities, and there are jobs out there for them.
I'm hoping to get out of it is that it is helping people realize that vision loss is not the end of the world, that losing your eyesight is not really losing at all.
What a great story. You can tell that they all really enjoy working together.
Agreed, and their topics cover such a range, and I like how they can bring their own experiences into the discussion.
And the show reaches much further than Calgary. Bumping Into Walls recently won the Breaking Barriers Award at the National Campus and Community Radio Awards.
A big congratulations to the team at Bumping Into Walls. And if you want to listen to the show, you can find it online at CJSW.com.